because the injury stuff is real. Like, I'm not going to just ignore that, especially if he is vacuuming up a lot of targets. That means he's going to take more hits on his body. So that doesn't necessarily mean, like, hey, Waller's going to be there for the long haul. He'll be productive in the games he plays, which is big, but, you know, you're going to probably have to draft another tight end potentially just in case Waller can't sustain the length of the season.
Before we move on with the show, let's take a moment to talk about Sports Explains the World. When we think of sports stories, we tend to think of tales of epic on-the-field glory, or incredible, against-all-odds comeback stories. But the new podcast, Sports Explains the World, brings you some of the wildest and most surprising sports stories you've never heard. Take the teenager who wrote a Wikipedia page that got a young athlete signed to $1 million team, or a tennis pro who came out of retirement to fight off an invasion.
Starting route to 3745 Taylor Street. Head southwest on Virginia Park Street, then turn right onto John C. Lodge Freeway.
What about the Ugandan national basketball coach who was really an undercover agent for the CIA? From award-winning journalists across the globe, Sports Explains the World goes beyond leagues and stats to share stories that will redefine your understanding of sports and their impact on the world. To hear these and other incredible stories from the wide world of sports, listen to Sports Explains the World.
At the stop sign, turn left onto 2nd Avenue.
App, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Sports Explains the World ad-free on Wondery Plus. Get started with your free trial at Wondery.com/plus. Chris, let's move to your next player here, number 6.
George Pickens, wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, still going outside the top 30 in a lot of drafts. I expect him to lead the Steelers in receiving this year. He was pretty close as a rookie, despite playing in a very shaky pass offense, which I think is going to be a lot better in year 2 with Kenny Pickett. Another year under his belt, but we've seen all the highlights in preseason and in training camp and a crazy catch last year. We know this guy has talent, but what he's been doing this offseason.
At the next light, turn left.
He's been working to expand his route. So he came, within 100 yards, less than that, of beating out Deontay Johnson, who's the leader for receiving yards last season. Well, essentially, he was being a full route runner who did not get targeted at a high rate on a per route basis. And I think that not only just because of the expanded route, but just in general, you really see receivers going from the rookie to their second year make a big jump in how often they get open and how often they get targeted because they just start to understand how to get open.
Stay in the second lane from left.
NFL defensive back, they stand the speed of the game, so I just think this dude is massively talented. He's gonna be able to create explosive plays where they weren't there. He's gonna be able to catch balls that get open, catch it, he's gonna break the red zone. So I think people are obviously understandably going to be concerned about
At the light, turn left onto Claremont Street.
how Pickett is going to do his regular season. Is this offense going to be too run heavy again? But I think that
In 1.3 miles, turn right onto Linwood Street.
regardless of what else is going on in this offense, Pickett is too talented to not be in this conversation. All of the leaders at wide receiver, every single one of them that I found goes all the way back to 2014. All of them were being drafted as wide receiver 7 and wide receiver 38. So again, I just want to remind you that it's not just the sleepers that you have to kind of worry about, okay, which of these sleepers is that somebody that be drafted. It's picking the right guy out of, your wide receiver. You get your wide receiver 3, you're kind of free to flex wide receiver 4 players. I think it makes it up. They're getting 8 up as a sleeper. So I expect him to be for this season, and I think he should even put a top 10 wide receiver out there based on this don't want to just be this 30, 35 rush attempt team every week. That's to where they're comfortable, having 35 dropbacks in the game plan on a week-to-week basis. And based on what we've seen quarterbacks go from year one to year two, we tend to see the volume increases and as the coaches get comfortable with them and the quarterback gets more comfortable. So I'm not too worried about it. I think we got a bet on the count here. Fits the bill. Wide receiver in year two. And, you have kind of what you're looking for. There's a lot of unrealized upside for Pickett, too. And that's, not being fully priced in. So I think Pickett is a steal here. Whereas a lot of these other wide receivers going in that range, it's like, how much are they really going to beat their ADP by, even if they do? Like you have Evans and Godwin with Baker Mayfield. You have Michael Pittman in what probably is going to be a much lower volume offense. Just some guys that, if they beat their ADP, I just don't think it's with the same amount of, to the degree. Yeah, to the degree that I think gusto that I think Pickett.
I knew that was the word you wanted. I was like, it's there.
I don't know words. I don't know stats. That's how it is.
Exactly. So my number 6 guy, wide receiver DK Metcalf. Look, I think that Metcalf, given Tyler Lockett entering his age 31 season, we have Jackson Jigba also now slated to potentially miss some time to open the year. I think that Metcalf, people keep pointing to how Metcalf is like not as good as Lockett. Lockett always outscores Metcalf, yada yada yada. But it's like we have to project them forward. Metcalf is 26 years old in his uber prime, and he's still seen better opportunities than Tyler Lockett in this Seahawks offense. Over the last 2 seasons, DK Metcalf is 6th overall in target share at 27%. He's also missed 0 games during his 4-year career. We don't talk about availability enough.
At the next light, turn right.
So it's like points per game this, points per game that. But it's like, Metcalf's always playing. So that's why sometimes his points per game don't necessarily look as good as some of these other players, because he's always on the field, like in this game. So I'm also seeing a very high floor with Metcalf. Last year, he led all wide receivers in end zone targets, but he just ran bad in terms of touchdown production. It was actually Lockett that saw significantly less end zone targets and just converted at a higher rate. So I'm just not betting on that happening 2 years.
At the light, turn right onto Linwood Street. Then turn left onto Joy Road.
I think this is the year where Metcalf actually cashed in on all those end zone targets he got last year. I think that he has crazy high ceiling. Like, are we going to be surprised when Metcalf's like, oh yeah, he's top 5 fantasy wide receiver, he's top 15 touchdowns? Like, I'm not. Like, he's a super talented guy. And he really hasn't had that season where he's all kind of put it all together. I think this could be the year where he does that. So I think DK Metcalf in round 3.
At the light, turn left onto Joy Road.
He has a crazy high ceiling that I think we haven't seen the best, honestly, of DK Metcalf.
I was going to say, real quick, he's been targeted last year, which I think is the key, because that's when, Geno Smith takes over and everything. Targeted on 24% of his routes compared to 20.5% for Tyler Lockett, which is a significant difference. And I don't think it has to be really up. I just, but, Metcalf.
At the next light, turn left. At the light, turn left onto Dexter Avenue. Then turn right onto Taylor Street.
Big-time potential scoring touchdowns left and right. 10 yards per route run overall in his last 5 games. He's matching Trevor Lawrence in production. I think that's my down.
In a quarter mile, turn right. Turn right, then take a sharp left turn onto West Chicago Boulevard.
5 touchdowns and 7 targets. He was great on 50-50 balls. 61% of success.
At the stop sign, take a sharp left turn onto West Chicago Boulevard. Then turn left onto Dexter Avenue.
Targets were caught, and he was 17th in catch rate on contested catches, and
At the light, turn left onto Dexter Avenue.
great as well. One of the top receivers in the league going downfield. Done all the things that sport fans, John Dotson's great at. So I actually think he's
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Taylor Street.
very good shot of outscoring Gary Terry.
So it is unanimous. We all left behind Dotson. With the Miller Lite in your hand, summer doesn't just taste great, it tastes like Miller Lite. Get Miller Lite from the right here. Visit MillerLite.com/fantasypros. That's MillerLite.com/fantasypros. Or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Gambling can be fun. Or no. Kind of like the dining.
Turn right onto Taylor Street. Then the destination is on your left.
The thrill, the excitement. But be careful, or gambling will start to feel like skydiving without a parachute. For tips that will help keep you out of harm's way, go to Don't.
The destination is on your left. 3745 Taylor Street. Arrived.
BetTheBet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Have a gambling problem? Call the Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-270-7117.
He'll forget about the video game you gave him on his birthday,
Wow! Thanks, Grandpa.
but he'll never forget how you invested in his future with the UNEST app.
Wow. Thanks, Grandpa.
Don't just give them any gift. Give them a gift that can grow with them. Invite grandparents and family friends to contribute to your child's future with the UNEST app. UNEST is an investment account for kids that makes it easy to gift funds that can be used for college tuition, their first home, and more, just by sharing a link. Or include a UNEST QR code on party invitations for birthdays and holidays. For a limited time, download the UNEST app and use the code IHEART50 at sign up to receive a $50 bonus when you fund your account. That's code IHEART50 when you sign up at unest.co for a $50 bonus. See terms and conditions at unest.co.
Curiosity Stream is the streaming service for people who want to know more about our world and beyond. And now check out Curiosity's new series, Queens of Ancient Egypt. When pharaohs held the throne,
To be a king of Egypt is to be God on earth.
their wives held the power.
They are kingmakers and king breakers. We see her taking precedence over the pharaoh,
Uncover the truth.
an absolute mastermind.
Discover new treasures.
Very unusual to find a female sphinx.
All hail the queen.
The presence of a woman is fundamental to the running of Egypt. This is unprecedented.
Watch Queens of Ancient Egypt now on Curiosity Stream. Go to curiositystream.com to sign up or download the app now. With new titles dropping every week, you'll never run out of things to watch. And with monthly, annual, and bundled pricing plans, find the one that works for you and your